Everyone loves a tasty cake, and a great one will be talked about even after the party is over. So today I'm sharing with you the foolproof cake that is addictive as coffee itself and ridiculously easy to make. This recipe might have a few elements, but they are super simple and so achievable at home. The sponge cake, the crunchy toffee almonds, the coffee and the cream mixture, and the best part is combining all the elements together. When baking, always remember first thing first. Always preheat your oven, and for today's cake, 180 degrees fan force is the magic number. Grease a 23cm square springform cake tin, and I love also lining the tins with baking paper just in case. Okay, let's begin by beating the softened butter and gradually adding the sugar until light and fluffy on high speed. This will take you approximately 2 to 3 minutes. You may need to scrape off the sides and the bottom of the bowl with a rubber spatula every now and then. Vanilla can help cover up an overwhelming egg taste or smell, but it also adds another touch of flavour to your cake. So let's go ahead and add a half of a teaspoon of vanilla sugar to the egg and whisk slightly. Now gradually add the eggs to the creamed butter and the sugar a little at a time, beating well between each addition. Add the baking powder to the flour and combine. Reduce the mixer to a low speed. Now add the sieved flour and milk, alternating between the two just until combined. The key here is not to over mix your batter. Pour the cake batter onto the prepared baking tin and bake in the preheated oven for approximately 45 minutes or until the cake springs back when lightly pressed or a skewer comes out clean. Let it cool in the tin for a few minutes, remove and cool on a wire rack completely. While the cake is baking away, let's prepare the other elements. You want to start with the crunchy toffee almonds here, as they need to set and cool down. On medium heat, melt the sugar, add the almonds and stir gently until well combined. Make sure to keep your hands well away from that sugar because sugar burns are painful. Remove from the stove and pour the almond mixture onto baking paper, set aside and cool completely. Now let's make the coffee. If you love espresso coffee, go ahead and make yourself a quarter of a cup, but remember it's for the cake, not you. Otherwise, instant coffee works too. Dissolve the coffee granules in boiling water and make sure you don't skip this step. Add the sugar to the coffee, otherwise you will end up with a bitter cake. Trust me, I've tried. Down to our last element in a bowl, add thickened cream, reduced fat cream for richness. If you don't have it, leave it out, that's fine. Icing sugar and 1 teaspoon of the coffee you just prepared. Beat on medium to high speed until light and fluffy, scraping down the bowl if need be. Now that the almonds are cooled and toffee is set, place them in a bag and crush them coarsely. This process cannot be done in a food processor. Back to the cake. If your cake does not bake evenly, you can simply level it. For the fun part, and the part I struggle with all the time, you're going to carefully slice through the middle of the cooled cake using a long, sharp knife to create 2 equal halves. It is now best to place the bottom layer of your sponge straight onto your serving dish. Now drizzle both halves with the coffee, making sure you also soak the edges. Spread a third of the cream mixture evenly across the bottom layer sponge. Place the top layer of the sponge on top. Spread the remaining cream evenly around the cake, covering the sides as well. No need to smooth out the cream as it will be covered with the crushed almonds. Top the cake with the crushed toffee almonds. The sides can be messy, but delicious is what I see, so just ignore it. Simply grab the almonds with your hands and gently place around the edges. And there you have it, a cake to feed 15 to 20 people. It's an eye-catching cake with a smooth coffee flavoured cream topped with crunchy toffee almonds. It is sure to please lovers of coffee and will definitely surprise and wow your guests. Sahtan, enjoy in good health.